Hi, Prashant. Sorry, so I was on mute.
Hi.
So we'll wait for another maybe 2 minutes. We'll wait for the audience to join.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll start. So I'll start with the basic introduction. It's more like show and record session where we come up on a platform and we wait for the audience to join. And
Okay.
around 100 people have already accepted the request, but it's completely unpredictable these days. But let's see
Yes.
how much people join. And based on this, we record it, and once we record it, we put it on our platform, and then people keep on coming, and then join.
Okay,
That's the
fine.
way it happened in the past in Drupal or anyone happens. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, we understood that, and we also know that it's a Sunday night. So most
Yeah,
likely this will be a broadcast session for most of the audience.
yeah. So there are many people who are online. So I think more than I think 5, 7 people, 10 people on different platform who are already watching,
Yeah.
and there would be equal number. There are many people who watch directly on our platform, Hiptaya. So this is a staggered audience. So we try to collect questions from different audience. And hi everybody who have joined. Hi Steve. So uh, Steve, you must be knowing Prashant, right? So Subhas, Vani. Steve is from Alibaba Cloud, and Steve is the operations head for the community engagement program that Alibaba Cloud runs. So Steve is with us. We have uh, and hi Subhas, hi Swanish, hi Saktivel, hi Mohammed. Yeah, so we'll wait for another 1 minute and then we'll start. So that's what I was saying, Prashant. So it depends upon how people are engaging, trying to understand, cause the things around, um, and then they join. So we are already on live. We are already live. We already started the recording. So we'll wait for another 1 minute and then we'll start. So hello everybody. So who are already there on the streams. Um, hello from my side and Prasad. Yeah, we'll
Hi.
start in 1 minute. Yeah,
Nice meeting, Anjali.
yeah. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. I believe. Okay. Just hold on a minute. Now is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start. So hello everybody. I have with me Prashant Misra, who is the CEO of Click2 Cloud, and he will be giving us a specific overview around Brain software, which does enterprise cloud migration, obviously for multi-cloud, and specifically for Alibaba Cloud. This session will be more concentrated around Alibaba Cloud and how Cloud Brain and Click2 Cloud software matches and enable people to host their services, do assessment on Alibaba Cloud. But obviously, Prashant will be giving you an overview on multi-cloud scenarios also. Brain, as you can see on my screen, is offers a unified level for a multi-cloud management platform like cloud migration as a service, CAP, cost compare, migration, billing, and so forth. There are multiple things that it serves for. And we have a couple of sessions in the past also on the software, and you can go on the fifth IR, watch the detailed session by Rupal Sepulkar. She is another member from Click2 Cloud, and you can get an understanding of. We have also built a course on cloud migration where we have specifically added Prashant's and Rupal use cases with another 5, 7 sessions which are there from the basics to advanced. So if I talk about multi-cloud for you, we stand for evangelism and community where bridge between corporate and startups, and that's what we do and do it with happiness and all excitement that we have. We bring real engineer out of their bunkers. So there, I see people, a lot of engineering people, they invest a lot of time building thing, but they are never, they get a chance to expose out or talk about their accomplishment. This is the place where they can talk about stories. We guide the engineering community by understanding from different people, researching on our own, and then giving, sharing with the community. We do consultancy. We are a community of practice. We build product. We are a research organization. We partner with multiple research team from different universities. We basically mostly work in multi-cloud and data domain. We are mostly, I would say, it's more data heavy guy. We work on multi-cloud strategy, data science and AI, blockchain and stream engineering. We almost started 5-6 months back, and it's like we have covered almost all part of the countries from where the people join our session regularly. They get benefited from our session. Most of our session and the courses, all of our session and courses are available on www.fifthir.com. It's our proprietary platform to host events, session, courses, live streaming, and much more. Certificate recording and content for this session is available on Fifth IR. You just have to search Fifth IR plus Prashant or Fifth IR plus CloudBrain or Fifth IR plus Click2Cloud, and it will take you to the right point. Even you can go on fifthir.com. You just type in Prashant, Click2Cloud, CloudBrain on the search box, and you will be able to find the course directly. About Fifth IR, as I said, it's a SaaS-based self-service platform. You connect technologies from startups and corporate, and it's a transitional support to Fifth IR. We have multiple sessions lined up. Next week, we have a best practices for data science on cloud with Bhaskar Tripathi, and there is a CDP session for data engineers by Anand. I would invite you to join. This session is an early migrate program powered by Click2Cloud, and it will be given by Prashant Mishra directly. He's the CEO of Click2Cloud. He is MVP at Alibaba Cloud. And session will focus more on automating and performing successful enterprise cloud migration with thousands of servers, meaning to say that like if you have many of server, I think the product is fantastic to use. This is in association with Alibaba Cloud Academy and community. And this is the session, as I said, is by Prashant Mishra. And Prashant is the CEO and founder of Click2Cloud. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's a versatile politician. Yes, he's a versatile politician. He's an ex-Microsoft. He's Alibaba Cloud MVP. He's an ex-Wells Fargo. He has worked in Hewlett Packard in the past also. And he has opened a couple of past companies also, and they were successful. He's a MS Computer Science from Seattle University, and this is a LinkedIn profile. You can connect Prashant directly from here. I am Anjani Kumar. I am inventor, leader, mentor, founder, enabler. I have multi-decades of direct service to the IT industry. I am ex-publicist, RBS, Microsoft. I am the chief evangelist of multi-cloud for you. And this is my LinkedIn profile. You can connect with me here. This is my team, Bhaskar, Rick from UK, and Dheeraj Singh from USA. Over to Prashant.
Thank you, Anjani. It was a great introduction. I'm not sure if my screen is visible. I'm going to share my screen very quickly.
Okay.
And let me know when you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes, we're able to see.
Great. So today we are going to talk about the role of Click2Cloud and how we have been working with Alibaba. First of all, hi everyone, and thank you for joining the session on a Sunday night. I don't know what time it is in the different part of the world. I assume that it's a US morning hours, and China is still ahead of us. So thanks for joining the session today. Click2Cloud has been a very strategic partner with Alibaba, and we have worked very closely with Alibaba on many products and services combined on different projects. I personally feel Alibaba and the Alipay Gateway and other things are one of the most powerful software I have come across. Today's discussion, we are going to talk about automating your platforms or enterprise cloud journey using the CloudBrain software. So this is my background. I think Anjani has already gone through it, so I'm going to skip it. I'll directly go to information on what Click2Cloud is. Click2Cloud actually offers entire cloud migrations solutions for a couple of cloud providers. That includes the solution assessment platform, which is also known as Cloud Intel, and then cloud migration platform. As I said, like we are strategic partner for Alibaba, so we have a service from the very beginning, almost for 3.5-4 years now, that is supporting all the features of Alibaba very closely tied in. Click2Cloud has a global presence, as you see that We got our headquarters based out of India, and then we have office in US, Seattle. We got Toronto, Canada, China, Beijing, and we just started an office in Japan and Hong Kong. So that's our global presence. About the company, as I mentioned that we have two different products, Cloud Intel and Cloud Brain, and I'll quickly talk about that, how this product works with the current ecosystem. Is my video visible on the screen, Anjani?
No, your video is not visible. I think so. You can enable
Let
the
me
video.
turn off and turn it again.
Yeah.
Let's see how I can do it. Yeah, can you see it now? On the bottom, I can see the floating screen somewhere there at the bottom.
I'm still not able to see your video. There is some maybe something's coming due to RAM usage or some. I think video is disabled. So due to RAM usage, it says computer condition, video will resume automatically. So you continue once your CPU on your laptop
Get some memory.
normalizes. Yeah, normalizes. It will automatically stream out the video. Yeah,
Got it.
automatic.
No problem. That's fine. So as you see on my screen, the two products we have is Cloud Intel and Cloud Brain. And I normally use a very simple philosophy while explaining our product. Our product are based on human brain. So human brain, we got five senses: touch, smell, feel, and sight, your eyesight, and your hearing. Same way, we also have a Cloud Intel, which collects all the information of your ecosystem, whether it is on-premise ecosystem or whether it is a cloud ecosystem, which is a manual, automated, as well as a platform that supports several tools supported by Alibaba. So on this platform, just like human brain, we collect all the information. That's why it's called Clouds Intel. And since it collects like multiple platform, that's why that plural word is there. And as like the human brain collects all the information from the senses, and eventually it also uses the historic data that is there and make the decision. Cloud's brain has the same ability. So Cloud Brains collects all the consumption data, all the logs, all the different information, and then it is able to do the actions like migration, optimization, storage management, security, other monitoring services. Cloud Intel collects the data in terms of discovery and assessment. We typically break those workloads in many forms. So there is apps and infra workload, then there is advanced workload, which is like SAP and IBM based workloads. And then we have modern workplace workload and several other types of workload that can be captured there. Cloud Compare gives an ability to see that what those services will mean on Alibaba Cloud, or if you are using any private cloud infrastructure like Apsara Stack or any of the OpenStack related services. The TCO and ROI capability gives you the costing and the proposals related to like how you are going to meet your needs in terms of when you will get the return on investment and other things. It also creates a migration roadmap, which allows you to basically directly submit that roadmap to Cloud's Brain, or if you work with a GSI, that will allow you to submit that roadmap to a particular GSI. And currently, we work with many GSI in Hong Kong region and in China region, China Soft, iSoftStone, and you name several Atos and other GSIs in Hong Kong region in partnership with Alibaba. So this is where the entire journey of product is, where you work with the Cloud Intel, which collects information, and Cloud Brain, which actually uses historical data as well as the intel generated from the clouds intel. Any questions so far, or we can take the questions in the end? I guess no. So that's fine. Sorry. So the unique value prop of these services is basically apps and infra, mainframe assessment, SAP on cloud, data center assessment, security assessment. And as a part of migration, we offer Cloud Infra Studio, Orchestration Studio, Migration Studio, and Storage Studio. while you can optimize your workload using the Cloud Cost Studio and secure the infrastructure using the sort of like Cloud's ability. These are our global customer footprint. You can see that we work with many customers across the globe. And you can also see that we also work with mainly on the North America region with Microsoft and several storage providers like NetApp and other companies. I have built the company, as you know, that I have built several companies in the past. So I'll go a little bit philosophical here. Whatever you have ideas, thoughts, product, technology, process, anything, I normally try to ask my team that whether an idea is useful or entertaining. If they have an answer to me, then I'm like, okay, fine, we will invest into it or we'll go forward with it. Otherwise, everything else goes to the garbage. So that philosophy has helped us a lot to achieve the success and the growth that we are anticipating. Another thought process I normally talk about, it's another philosophical thing that when you are doing a global business, whether it's partner like Alibaba or any other company, you must understand the 5 which is in Hindi word, like Bhojan, Bhasha, Bhesh, Bhakti and Bhugol, and then Khel, which is sport. So you must understand the food, language, clothing, spiritual belief and geography if you want to do business with any part of the world, along with the cloud computing. And then this is the short information that how actually we perform the cloud journey with Alibaba. So assessment is the first part. Then we sort of like migrate and modernize, optimize the workload. And in this whole process, we work with many business partners where support us with the business strategy. We also go through the whole migration where we do plan readiness and adoption. And eventually we do the govern and manage the entire infrastructure. And I'm proud to say that Alibaba has been a great software and we have been very much aligned with them. All our product teams based out of India or based out of US or China work very closely with the Ali team. And Ali team has been accelerating a lot of product development in different areas, whether it's storage or whether it's AI space or in the compute area. Some of the use cases that I want to talk about is with the Cloud Intel, we are doing an assessment and you can see several customers. So assessment is a cumbersome process. When we initially started the cloud migration journey, we figured out that without that assessment, cloud migration journey comes with a lot of surprises. And that's where we figured out that assessment platform is the most essential part of it. And we built an automated platform, which you can just give your credentials to your infrastructure. And then it gives you all the details by capturing those information from the current infrastructure. Another use case that I can see here or I can showcase is basically you can create and plan an infrastructure and it gives you step-by-step network, step-by-step process for doing the migration for your workload. So basically you go through like the whole general bare bone infrastructure using technologies like Terraform, Ansible and other stuff, which we have encompassed with the whole open API infrastructure that cloud companies like Alibaba support. Then we have a whole program for mapping the network security, mapping the whole compute in terms of virtual machines, or even if you have bare bone infrastructure or packets or other softwares that you use. In the database, we support various forms of database like Oracle to Postgres or Cassandra, MariaDB, NoSQL, Cosmos DB, you can name it. So there are a series of database migration that are supported through this platform. On the storage side also, we support Pangu storage on Alibaba. We also support several other erasable disk, non-erasable disk, and you can also call them as like block storage or object storage, file storage, and optic storage. And then we ultimately make sure that the competency level of the data that you're transforming or the workload that you're transforming is matching. And that's how we perform the migration. If you see the billing and cost management, it's another interesting feature that we work with several customers like GSIs like Deloitte, where we work with partnership with Alibaba, where you see like about 5 level or 6 level of billing information, where we show the expense, cost and budget and other information. So you can see that it shows the overview. It also shows the usage of the infrastructure. It also shows the total budget versus the spent. The estimated saving, if it is negative, it will show like, oh, you have overspent. Coupons and discount, that's another thing because a lot of companies initially get the credit and they never get accounted for it. So that's also important. If you are paying in certain countries, there is a VAT applicable, value added taxes, or in certain countries like India, GST is applicable. So those also shows like in terms of taxes. And then it also shows the ultimate actual cost that is out there. A very extensive ability to do that. We have also tagged these resources on Alibaba Cloud based on the team's consumption. So that's another interesting feature that many of you would like to use in your cost management infrastructure. You can also see orchestration. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks. So you can also see the orchestration infrastructure here, where you can actually upload a template which is already created. Alibaba has more than 100 of templates which are of complex infrastructure that end users or the IT team can use it very easily and very seamlessly. What we have done is we load that infrastructure as a template, and you can select a region where you want to create like Alibaba VPC switch. And actually you can change like the infrastructure details also, just like a property window. So if you want to use the architecture as 64-bit, or if you want to use a 4-core machine, or if you want to use some specific VPC infrastructure, then it automatically loads the JSON format for that, which is editable in nature. And while you are creating these services, it also shows what is the cost of each services. So this gives an extremely good ability to the solution architects which are out there to basically make a decision that how you are going to shape up your infrastructure of future needs. As most of the world right now is going through the infra modernization, and with the COVID, the speed has gone up. These features have become extremely valuable. So before you commit for cloud computing, you would know like what cost you are getting into. I think my screen gets stuck in between. So yeah, this is another heterogeneous data management or storage management solution. What we have seen as we are going through the new world's use cases like autonomous machines, especially cars, or if you are dealing with security systems like so in the AI world, you are dealing with natural language processing, you are dealing with some of the data-based decisions like data plus AI kind of combined solutions, where you have time series database in the gaming area, or you have some kind of financial data that has to be, the decisions have to be made. So there are different types of storage life cycles that are there. You can't put everything onto the hot storage. So typically you need an archival strategy so that you can save the cost. Even for your storage and sort of like saving it for the future usage, you would like to have it into the different storage systems. So backup, the policies around the backup, the automated system, so that when you need the data, that data is available to you. Those are the things have been built as a part of storage management solution into the cloud's brain. And it's using all sorts of like algorithm, pretty much like a human brain, where you can see like, okay, how do I save the cost, or how do I create an infrastructure, or how do I create a bucket, or how do I sort of like configure each bucket and put them into different cloud infrastructure, mainly on Alibaba. I'm going to quickly share my screen and show you the demonstration on how these things work in the real life scenario. So this is the assessment platform, and I think what we are going to see in the next week is the much more modern framework for this. So in this one, if I pick up a company, for example, Johnson and Johnson, who's our customer, then I can just search Johnson and Johnson here, and that will list out all the things like what are the Johnson and Johnson and how many project Alibaba is working. And in that market research, you can also see like what is the company overview for that company. For example, the revenue for that company is this, who's the founder of the company, what are the investment that have been done in that area. It also shows other form of market research, that what are the assets, how many employees are there, so that you can plan the skill sets required for that company. We also do the discovery, as I was telling, like Cloud Intel has an ability to collect the data in terms of licensing, the cybersecurity, the overall design, the transformation plan. It can also get into what kind of VMs that you have, all those kind of artifacts which are, or the asset information is collected. It does collects one-to-one those services, like what are available if you have an on-premise workload, and it shows like how valuable or how those services map onto the Alibaba Computing or any other cloud provider. Then it also shows like, okay, your the current environment has 6 servers or 8 servers, and what are the data size in different buckets, and how it would look like in the current production environment or UAT environment. That leads to a discovery summary. I also call it like CIO sticky note. This word has been very commonly used with my customers right now. And what they see is like, okay, how do I define the priority for my software is based on the sticky note. They will look at like, oh, I have like 300 applications, and some applications have a dependency. They use Elastic Load Balancer or other form of cloud instances. This lead to a more strategic conversation on how does my ROI looks like. So I'll show like what is the cost on different cloud provider and how much the billing and other things would be, which also leads to the next level of migration planning. And if you can see that migration planning consists of POC, infra management, network stabilization. And these are some of the things which are used by the CFO or CIO. If some of you are already in the finance industry, you might understand this term, like the total benefit discounted, the net profitability value, the internal rate of return, discounted payback period. So when you are adopting a cloud on Alibaba, that how are you going to save the money? Because the money saving does not happen on the day one. So if you see that in the first year, the cost may be higher, but over the period of 5 years, you basically sort of like consume the cost of entire migration and you turn into profitability. And these are the summary details of your infrastructure, that how each of the infrastructure are there and their architectural diagram associated with that. So very comprehensive report in terms of decision making. So you can use this information for sort of like your customer have one-to-one discussion as a solution management or a business team or a sales team. So it can drive a more successful engagement with your customers. Once you have done that, you actually land into the Cloud's brain, which also has an ability to show you total cost of ownership, the migrations that are going on, or any consumptions patterns that are happening currently in the screen. And you can see like how much the spend on the different area are. I'm just trying to use the touch screen ability here. And it leads to like all the details that you could possibly see on the cloud environment, and you can segregate it based on the cloud, and you can see that it's loading the real-time data. So I'm currently connected to a couple of instances here, and OpenStack instances, Alibaba instance, as well as Apsara Stack instance. So you have ability to add those instances, and you can see the Alibaba cost over here and all the details. You can do the same thing for storage. You can do it for database, containers, network, and data center. So you can sort of like practically break it down to every stage of cloud computing. Then you see like the number of instances on Alibaba, how many VMs are running. You can see the flavors. You can see practically like most of the things like security group, availability zone. Very extensive product in terms of end users utilization, and you can do monitoring, adding other stuff. Then this is the storage management platform. As I was telling, like you can manage your buckets and you can see that how much the space is used in the bucket, what type of buckets are there, standard buckets or different types of bucket, and you can set the policies or other form of attributes like download, delete, or you can create more folder. You can set a life cycle and actually practically create a life cycle that, okay, move the storage or set the expiration policy or other policies. People who are in storage world can understand it very easily. Then the migration is another portion where you can set the migration between hot bucket to cold bucket or archival systems. Saves a lot of money in terms of storage. And these days, we are dealing in the world of like a lot of cameras, motion detection, the natural language related processing, vision computing. So all those things are leading to huge storage, and this is managed through the storage platform that we have. This is the cost manager. I think it's trying to load the machine, the cost management software. As I was showcasing earlier, that you can see that Alibaba is on the top for us, and here you can see the different cost trends and cost management. So it's going to render all the data that have been used in the consumption in terms of overall data. Then we go to the migration, as today's topic was how do you migrate like thousands of machines across the infrastructure. So in this one also you sort of like select different department and different sort of like resources on the cloud, what are there. I don't have much of the things configured here today because I did not log into an instance which has like all the machines migrating from one place to another. Let me see what still I'll try to go a lift and shift migration. So migration is also defined into many migration categories. And you can see these are the migration plan which are not started. So you can see like you can define the whole end-to-end scenario over here that I want to move from AWS to Alibaba destination. And one thing you must notice that even though we have multiple sources out here, our destination is typically Alibaba only. So we move all the workload from different cloud to Alibaba seamlessly. So I'll put some test plan or something like that. And you can see the topology that is on AWS, a very complex topology out there. You can select all the network migration framework over here, which allows you to basically take it to the next level. No VMs available. Maybe those VMs are down. So you can actually just create a barebone network for the sort of like your connected system. Then it also showcases like your RDS capabilities. If you have RDS or big data servers, ultimately you can also map storages. Makes it like very easy for your enterprise customers to move their workload to Alibaba Cloud, whether they are on-premise, barebone infrastructure, or data center, or even the cross-cloud computing. And all these things that you are seeing is like I'm using the product in the live environment. Whatever operation I'm performing is a real-time operation that are supported. And the ease of use is like something that I think most of the people who are on the call or who would like to see that in future will appreciate it. So it's a buckets, there are no buckets available. Ultimately, what it leads to is like, okay, we go step-by-step process and we say like, oh, these are the number of VPCs, these are the network that need to be created on Alibaba. It shows the configuration for each of those things active, shows the number of count. Same way you will see like number of virtual machine, the database storage, the storage element, and also the cost. I mean, right now, because it's a barebone infrastructure, it does not cost anything. But as soon as you move the VMs and all those things, you will see like, okay, how it is gonna actually. So it says like, okay, not much migration detail available. Anyway, most of the people will understand and get the idea that what it is capable of. We also have a DMS capability for data migration services as well as migrating the SQL Server and other data storage. So these are the way it shows like how many databases you have. Connect to MySQL, connect to an Oracle server, connect to a Sybase server, and you can actually practically move those things to different platform. One good news for many of the Oracle server is you can move your Oracle to Postgres, which is an open source system, and you can save a huge licensing cost. So that's like a hot cake for us these days. A lot of customers are asking for that service. Sorry, I think somebody's trying to say something, but I am not able to hear. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a minute.
Prashant, looks like you are disconnected. Can you hear us, Prashant?
Anjali, let me check with Prashant.
Yeah, it may have hanged up, so you can rejoin. You just have to rejoin.
Issue has been not been resolved right now. I think so.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I think the network glitch was there for a minute.
Yes, you are back. We can see your video also. So
That's great.
can,
Thank you.
yeah.
So what you saw right now was the overall presentation. I hope that everybody was able to see the capability. That's more important than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the good part is like all these capabilities are bundled as a part of Alibaba offering, and we are working very closely with Alibaba team to sort of launch this services end to end with partnership with Alibaba, where we are sort of like integrating this solutions for the end customers, and this will be actually white label to certain level for Alibaba platforms too.
Yeah. So so one thing that you were mentioning, which was fantastic, is migrating database from Oracle to Postgres. Obviously, it's a hot cake, and there are multiple customer, multiple client have already asked with us also.
Yes.
And with a tool, it's if it becomes easy, like one of the biggest challenges, most of the procedure are not compatible with, and then you have to find everything, go, and it takes time a lot to assess it and then move it.
Yeah.
So if it shortens that period, it's fantastic. The
Yeah.
another question, another question that I wanted to ask is obviously there's another hot cake that is coming up, which is around, and we keep a lot of RFP around, get a lot of RFP around that, is migrating your Hadoop cluster, which are there on in-premises, on the cloud, or maybe modernizing your data lake. Obviously, the Hadoop, the way things are changing a little, the way it was sold, and then now the people are perceiving it is obviously going a little back with where you need cataloging, you need something similar to what the data warehouse world was. And we requested Bill Inman to come on our show, who is the father of the data warehouse, who's a well-known person. So he was also talking the same, and we also started getting something similar, mostly from the banks, where now they are a little opening up, and they now maybe have a private cloud or a public cloud, a mixed kind of cloud platform that obviously they are going up. Obviously, there are other transformation challenges that exist, but does this platform supports the same, like if someone needs to migrate or plan a migration for the in-premises Hadoop cluster on the existing PaaS platform, PaaS Hadoop platform, or maybe VM to VM, lift and shift kind of. Obviously, lift and shift is easy, right? So it's again server to server kind of thing comparison. Apple to Apple or Apple to Orange, you can say. But if it's like if we have in-premises server, virtual machine, and then on the cloud platform, we are looking for something which is going to be on the PaaS, like EMAP reduce or something like that. So is it possible, such kind of comparison is possible at this point of time, or you guys are building that capability or something like that?
So we have built some of the things that are very much aligned with Google BigQuery and Synapse on Microsoft. And same thing we are evaluating with Alibaba, where we have a sort of like data ingestion capabilities from a large database, whether it's Teradata or whether it is coming from Hadoop cluster or whether it is coming from an Oracle RACs or other kind of like large sort of like big data systems. So we are working towards it. We will be having that similar capability on Alibaba platform through CloudBrain very soon, where we can sort of like assess and enable those things.
Wow.
But the things that are working towards, so I mean, infra journey has been done. Now our focus entirely has been on apps and the data itself. And when I say data, data comes with like various form, whether it is a sort of fact table or whether it's a relational database services or ultimately a big data infrastructure. So those are the things because ultimately AI core services works on top of the data, and these are the important things that have to be migrated. Once it is migrated, then it's easy to make the business decision making.
Yeah, and I was also not able to see SQL Server. So SQL Server is there in the platform, right? It's
Yes,
integrated.
yes, of course it is there. Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
if I talk about Alibaba Cloud object storage services, and there are multiple services that Alibaba Cloud has recently launched, which is either their inbuilt e-commerce capabilities and
Yeah.
that
Alibaba
can use
has
it as
many
part of.
use cases, and
Yeah.
yeah, Alibaba has many use case services, and our focus, as I said, like we have moved from infra to PaaS infrastructure now,
Yeah.
where we are doing the assessment for the PaaS infrastructure using the clouds intel, which collects the
Yeah.
intel on the PaaS infrastructure, and we are also writing the whole journey on how Alibaba customers can be successful using those capability. And you can see the slew of services like Alipay, e-commerce capabilities on top of Alibaba, the content management, the collaboration
Yes.
services on Alibaba, many AI services that they have,
Yeah.
cognitive organization services, other services like image-based services.
Yeah.
And we have some real customer scenarios also on Alibaba where they used millions of images to go through and scan through the product and other areas.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the banking, as you mentioned, that hybrid cloud is becoming very popular. So we work very closely with Alibaba on some of the banking projects where we are doing public and private cloud combination and their Apsara stack, which has been helpful for the banks to define a clear-cut infrastructure. So there are many areas where we are working very closely with Alibaba. And our goal is to see like how smooth we can make, and this platform is available in Chinese also. We have planned to release this in Japanese as well as Korean so that
Yeah.
we can
Wow.
target the customers. Yeah.
Building thing in Chinese is obviously a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, and we have an
Yeah.
affinity with Alibaba in terms of that. And from the beginning, not only English, but we started building the software into Chinese as well as some local languages.
Yeah. So obviously the Alibaba platform, we have been doing Alibaba uh, doing work with Alibaba. We have also integrated few of the Alibaba services directly to our system and the platforms. So
Got
yeah,
it.
so the platform is nice. The language obviously is something we're maturing up within the past 6-7 months. What I see is from the time we started with Alibaba Cloud, obviously our journey is little new, but we have done a lot of experimentation around. And what we've seen is the improvement is around the language that you see, because initially we used to see a lot of error coming up in Chinese language that has been
Okay.
slowly being resolved. So yeah, and the tool I obviously we have gone through one of the parts of the tool in the past. So partially I'm not sure about all the audience. At that point of time, we had a lot of audience uh, trying to understand, get a grasp of the tool, and they loved it, I believe. The way they inquire about the tool after the session that happened. But it's a commendable task that you guys have done. Yeah, that's what I understand. Right from the migration and the data is something which is from as a customer, if I see maybe to be a customer or to be a consultant or something in the middle, we would see that data is something which you guys need to do need to focus a little, and that you said that you guys are already focusing on. So
Yes,
we hope to see a lot of things coming up. Um,
absolutely.
and any question, guys? It will be great if you meet and make network over. So if there's something different thing, cloud based over the storage and space industry costs used for large scale cloud computing services. So I don't see a direct question here. Any question, friends, from anyone? I'm also on the YouTube watching the streams. I'm not on Facebook, so if you are those who have joined the Facebook, they can directly ping me on YouTube. This session is also streaming on YouTube and on Facebook both. So yeah, hopefully. So the next thing is the one thing we do is the part of customary that we announce a say speaker code. From there, people can take a certificate. But once the session ends, so what is next, Prashant? So I think obviously the migration part is pending, right?
Yeah. So migration that you saw that in my journey to Alibaba, you saw that infrastructure creation and migration both. It's a simple 5-step process as I was showcasing earlier also, right? So if I should go to the migration, lift and shift, or basically the infrastructure migration, it's a very standard, like very step-by-step process. He's asking, Mohammed is asking something here. What is the different computing model? Or so some other features that are important is if the migration fails, you want to understand what's a log, what happened, where does the fail to create image in the destination, right? So you can debug that process using this tool and capability. And then there are many other capabilities, like if you see that moving the virtual to cloud, database to cloud, all those capabilities are also inbuilt. Either you can go through one by one, because sometimes you have like scattered infrastructure and you sort of like plan your journey, or you can go through a very step, like full-fledged defined flow that I was showcasing earlier, right? I mean, if you see that this migration plan is already in place, AWS to Alibaba. So if you're starting a new migration, either you can do it individual elements, or you can just say like, I'm going to move the entire infrastructure from VMware vCenter to Alibaba. And then it will take care of like, so I don't have a vCenter credentials here. So maybe I think that the best thing is to move is from the AWS or Azure to Alibaba. So we have a lot of variations here. Again, as I said, like you can go through a whole step-by-step process in the entire journey where you map network, you map compute. So either you do an individual element, or you can do like thousands of VM or other elements. Let me write it. It's test to plan. I keep also forgetting because we keep changing the design little bit once in a while to make it easier. And you can see like tons of VPCs are there. Network configurations are there. I was showcasing this earlier also. And most of the VMs that you can see in the yellow are Ubuntu VMs are like in sort of like in a non-active mode. And that's why the migration is not picking them up. We don't want to keep them running because it makes a huge cost on the running.
Obviously, yeah.
So, but it gives you an idea that you can have different VPCs located and different VM sources and different databases could be there. And you can sort of like manage all those things. You can see clicking them, what is the subnet name and other stuff. There was one question, I just saw that and I'm not able to locate that question. So you can unmute and ask that question if you don't mind.
I don't have a question at this point of time, but yeah, what I see is like, if anyone else has a question. I think.
Yeah. It's from, keeps popping and going away. Where is the chat window? Actually, I'm using WebEx for the first time. I normally use Zoom or the Teams or DingTalk.
So I think Mohammed is asking for a transport in cloud, how you can secure over client information or data. What are the security aspects provided? Yeah.
Great question. So basically, all the APIs that we have been working and working with Ali Cloud are all obfuscated by some of the obfuscation engine. So data is not visible to anybody in any form or anything. And we also use some kind of encryption like RS-232 encryption, RS-256 encryption on enabling those things. So one is the whole process or the code or the flow has been obfuscated. It's signed with the public-private key combination, and then we encrypt the data while transforming over the network. So even if somebody tries to spoof, it's not practically possible to see the client information. Does that answer your question, Mohammed?
Looks like,
Thanks
yeah.
for the proper answer. Thank you.
Yeah. So cloud, another question is like, what is the difference in cloud computing and computing for mobile devices? Ultimately, it's the apps, right? So ultimately, it comes as a
Yes.
part of modernization journey. Data doesn't make much of a difference. Neither the infrastructure make much of a difference. Only the app that you are deploying on a infrastructure will make a difference. So app modernization journey for mobile computing is different than the cloud computing.
Any other question, Mitch? I believe no. So I think containers and Kubernetes was something which I came to hear that there's a new feature that you guys have launched, which actually
Yes,
helps you to do the migration or assessment around Kubernetes and containers, and obviously the
exactly.
Kubernetes
So
nodes that are working pods and all.
yeah, I mean, we have built some of the core infrastructure around the new cloud native technology, and it's fetching some of the clusters on the Alibaba cloud, which we have worked very closely with Alibaba product team in building the ACK, ACR services as a part of our product capability. I mean, all those things are very easy to manage if you see that, whether it's cluster provisioning, whether it's deploying the solutions on a given cluster, or pod management, or even integrating with the Kubernetes dashboard. All those things are part of this ecosystem.
And
After the call, if anybody wants any interest or any trial account to this product, Ankita is there with me on the call, or I can personally share that information with you guys.
And I can even add that up on the page, event page, where if the people join later or they want to see something, they can connect with Ankita and find out the trial account
Absolutely,
detail.
absolutely.
So yeah, the way you said, like Open API framework, which is there and which is the part of Alibaba Cloud system, enables multiple things to be done very fast and to be like enabled and to be used directly. We have also integrated multiple things with the Open API framework, and we feel that it's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's much easier than what we see on Azure, or obviously most of them have gone through that, but the way it is with Alibaba Cloud, it's very easy to use.
yeah. So even you can edit some of the code here. That's what I was trying to
Yeah,
do. You can
yeah.
infrastructure for the topology. Like you can see the JSON, you can edit that JSON, and you can add like more infrastructure services. So anybody who's like tech savvy or code savvy, then can actually go and insert some of the details here.
Yeah, it becomes very easy because if you don't do it, then you have to do multiple things on the multiple servers. Like if you are on Azure, you have a different template type. If you are on Alibaba Cloud, you have a different template type. If you are on AWS, you have a different template type, and you cannot do multi-cloud migration or management easily. So this
Yes.
tool obviously is going to definitely help people a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Prasant?
No, that's all from my side. If nobody has a question, I think I want to wrap the session here.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
everyone for attending this session today, and look
yeah.
forward that you can use this for your migration to the cloud journey using the CloudBrain or Cloud Intel software.
And the people who are waiting for the certificate, so there is a certificate with this session. So I would share my screen and show you how to claim that certificate, signed with an autograph with Prasant's signature. So let me show you my screen. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Just give me
Yes.
a moment. That slide. So the code for the certificate is like you can go to fifthir.com and dynaevent.aspx. I will take you to the link also, and you have to type in PMCL2C. It's all in caps. Prasant Mishra, click to cloud, and you can claim your certificate directly, and that will get attached on your event page. So if I take you to the session directly, it's easy to navigate here. You go on the fifthir.com. Search for Prashant or click to cloud. And either you can go to the page directly and claim the certificate, or you can simply type in the URL that I said here. I'll ping you also and pass that code. So once you put in your name, email, and detail, you can pass that code and pinging you, and then you will be able to claim your certificate. When you go on the next page, you have to put the code that I talked about. See it. Let me show you again. Again, sorry, guys, it's coming in a little different way. So I'll simply show it here. It's PMCL2C. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Prashant, for your time. It was definitely a fantastic session.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for your session. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.